So we plan on calling Kyle McBride up, Kevin Motter, and Brian Maifield.
Correct.
And we'll do that right after this break on the Radio Impound podcast, the Reedy post-race report. Is it a bad idea if I eat caramel popcorn on the air as we record?
Oh, no.
Nah, I got caramel popcorn stuck all over my teeth now.
Just a full-blown mess, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to go floss real quick.
Yo.
Alright, this is Gotti Jr. What's up, Kyle?
Not much, dude.
And, of course, you already met Jason Rona.
Of course.
No introduction needed.
Well, talk a little bit, Kyle, about your race at the Reedy race. You kind of laid it down out there.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. Kind of didn't expect my cars to be, they felt good. Yeah, I didn't expect my cars to be as good as they were, and kind of just went out there not really knowing what to do, just following everyone else, and yeah, I mean, it ended up really good, so I mean, I can't complain. I was super happy with the result.
How much build time on the cars and any practice did you get sort of ahead of time for the race?
When I came a few days earlier to California, and I did a meeting at OCRC, and I did a bit of running at SDRC, and my cars were kind of not in good shape then. But me and Cody just kind of went over the cars. I spent a day at AE just checking over everything, replacing bits that needed to be replaced, and just making sure everything was refreshed and new. So yeah, we did a bit of work after the practice, but yeah, the cars were pretty fresh for the race.
Good. How were you feeling about the Associated cars in general? How were the build quality, and how'd you like building the cars?
Yeah, good. I mean, I've had the cars I had them for a couple of weeks before the Reedy, so I built them all, and everything went together pretty good. Got some tips and tricks from the team, but I mean, yeah, the cars are really easy to build, and running-wise, they were super good. The full drive felt good straight away because I'm used to running full drive, so it felt good straight away. And then, yeah, I was kind of just doing a bit more practice with my two-wheel drive, kind of just learning how that car drove. But, yeah, I think I've got it down pat now, and, yeah, it's really good.
So what's your talk to us about how the qualifying went and at the Reedy race and kind of how you felt, going in. Did you think you were going to be able to TQ and kind of how the race changed for you as you, kept laying down good qualifiers?
Qualifying, I kind of was just going in not really knowing what was going to happen. I had a pretty bad, my first qualifying tool drive was quite surprising. I think I got a third in that. And I was surprised. I was like, okay, well, car's good. I think I can come up there a little bit. And I had a bad full drive first run. I think I was like 25th or something. It wasn't very good. A couple crashes. But after that, I kind of just put my head down and just tried to drive the cars around without crashing. And, yeah, I mean, qualifying kind of just got better and better. By the last day, I ended up TQing both the short drive and full drive last round. So, yeah, I was super confident by then and kind of just ready to hit the mains.
What would you say it's like to drive at OCRC for the people that haven't, been there before? What does it feel like to drive around that track? And, did you have any difficulty with any part of it, or did it kind of come somewhat naturally to you?
After driving at OCRC, going to SCRC felt pretty easy. The layout's not really too difficult. It's got a pretty gnarly jump section, like a double and triple in the center. I mean, you get your timing down pat there, and it's not too hard. But yeah, there's no tire source or anything there. And I mean, when we were running around, the grip was probably not quite as much as OCRC, but fairly similar. So it was pretty good. I think people, if they go down there, they'd be pretty happy. It's a cool little track. And yeah, I mean, I enjoyed my time while I was there. So if I ever come back, I'll definitely have to run there again.
So what do you think, at this point, you've won quite a few races. You won the Silver State last year. You've won, your nationals in Australia quite a few years. How does this win kind of stack up for you? in terms of like the ones that kind of your favorites?
It's definitely up there. I mean, to not having run any 10 though, and to come out and win like such a big event, I mean, it's definitely one of my most memorable races. I know Invite's pretty much where it's at, but I mean, for me, open and not ever running 10 scale much, I was really happy. I was pretty stoked with how it went, and yeah, it's up there. I mean, some of my other races are probably a bit more memorable, put me on the map a bit more, like the World Championships, obviously, but doing that in 10 scale, I think, has also put me on the map kind of thing, with being new to 10 scale and everything.
So what's the plan now as you move on after the race? What's your what's the plan coming up in the next couple months, and what are you working on now?
Well, right now I'm at the Las Vegas track testing some 1/8 nitro. So from here, I'm still going to be running my 10 scale cars. I'm going to be out in practice at least a couple of times a week with those. But it's kind of a bit of a nitro, couple more weeks at the moment. There's 30 races coming up. I'm not sure if I might be doing Nitro Challenge, but that's uncertain at the moment. But I'm definitely doing Silver State and Neo Buggy, and I've got my nationals before both of those as well. So there's a fair few things coming up, and I'm just going to be running as much 1/8 as I can, and then also keeping my 1/10 program busy as well.
Do you have any events that or any of those do you look forward to more than the others?
This year I'm looking forward to Neo Buggy probably the most, because I haven't really been there since 2011, so it's been a while, and I think that event's pretty big and really cool every year, every time I watch. So I'm pretty excited to head back to there, but also excited to try to defend my title at Silver State. That'll be really cool if I can do that. So I'm looking forward to pretty much all of them.
Go back to back.
Yeah, that's the plan.
It's pretty rare, I think, to win multiple wins, back to back, and at races like the Silver State, just because of the conditions, I think, are really difficult. They were in the past. Obviously, you're going to be on a different track now, correct?
Yeah. I'm out there right now, and it's still rough. It's pretty rough. So like that part is not going to be that much different. And I mean, the surface probably a little bit different, but I mean, it's fairly similar. It's just like a different size track, and obviously a different layout. But it still seems like it's going to be rough and a little bit slippery. But yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it depends. They might fix the track up a little bit. I'm not sure yet, but at the moment it's like that.
How are you feeling about the new AE prototype out there on the track? You liking the way it feels?
Yeah, the car was really good. I mean, I'm pretty much dialed with it straight away. I mean, I've done heaps of running back home, but the car feels really good. I mean, I think they're definitely moving in the right direction. So hopefully, when they bring it out, people will be pretty stoked with it. It's an easy car to drive, and it's pretty quick. So yeah, it's really good at the moment.
Okay. Well, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to your sponsors and anybody that might be listening or just supported you in your racing?
Yeah, for sure. Team Associated, everyone there. I've been supported by all those guys, Brent, Richard, all the guys at AE have really been real nice to me so far, kind of looking after me, so I'll give a shout out to those guys. Reedy, Proline, Nova Rossi, Akita Kicker, all my sponsors, they've been there for me, so I'm kind of moving forward and really happy with where I'm going, so thanks to those guys and my dad back home and all the Aussies, maybe a couple Aussies listening like right now, so thanks to those guys for supporting me, and yeah. We'll go from there.
Well, good.
We do have a fan base over there.
Oh yeah,
so
that's good.
Yeah, I noticed we get downloads from there, so that's pretty cool.
That's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now it's just going to blow up.
Right.
That's cool.
Well, yeah, we just wanted to keep it quick with you, Kyle. Just check in and say congrats on the win, and we're going to try to talk to Ryan today and Kevin as well, and just want to check in with the Reedy winners. I know it was a great race, and just want to let you get back to practice. Tell Richard we said hello.
Yeah, for sure. It's been good. I'm happy to talk to you guys anytime. Thanks for the congratulations.
All right.
Yeah, thanks for being on Ripcast. Thanks a lot, bro.
No worries. See you guys later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace.
All right, that was Kyle McBride.
Yeah, really nice kid. He's young, too. Going to be fast for many years. So, Associated stepped up for him this year and kind of did some things I think nobody else was willing to do, and it's already paying off. So,
Well, best of luck, Kyle.
Yeah.
With all the future races coming up. And now, you forgot to mention that we just signed Kyle McBride to the Radio Impound podcast team. There you go, Kyle.
That was easy.
All right, Jason, so what direction am I going in next here? Ryan Maifield? All right, straight off the Reedy victory. Ryan Maifield, everybody. We promised he would be on the show again, and here he is.
Yep, happy to be here.
Maifield sent me. I got his PayPal today, so he's allowed on the show, Jason.
Oh, good.
Yeah, everything's clear. So go ahead.
Obviously we just want to talk to Ryan a little bit about the win. Kind of a short weekend and a long weekend all at the same time. But
how's that possible?
I don't know. You feel like you kind of get there and you're kind of early, but then the race is kind of there's not very many per day. It seems like, well, for those guys.
Okay, so it was a short weekend, but a long one. All right, go ahead.
Talk to us about the race a little bit, Ryan. And, besides the obvious, what did you think of the event and how things kind of went?
I think this was the best year altogether, I think, as far as the scheduling for the invite guys. In years past, we've been like the show that starts the day and ends the day, which makes our day really long. It was kind of unnecessarily long. We would have 3 or 4 hours in between each race, which I don't know. That just is kind of rough when you're only working on one car and you really don't do anything except charge a battery and wash the tires. So then you start overthinking the setup and all that kind of stuff. So this year we only probably had a little over an hour in between each round. We weren't the first or last race of the day, except on Sunday we were the last race. And I thought that was a lot better. We got out of there at a different, a little earlier time, get back, get some dinner, get some sleep. And, obviously I had a little more success than in years past, so I'm going to think this year was better. But, no, it was good. They Brent and the guys at OCRC put on a great show. The place is always super clean. The track's always in perfect condition. And every morning we get back and it's back to those conditions. So it's an awesome event.
How was it? How was it a little different? Did you feel any different? Running with the TLR stuff out there in the Orion versus with the associated stuff. Did you? I mean, I know you've raced their cars for a while now, but did the race feel any different to you, or what was it like, kind of coming back? Being on a different team this time.
I don't think it felt any different personally. I think I put a little different. I put a little pressure on myself in years past running Reedy. And considering it's the Reedy race, and running for Associated in Southern California, it seems like there's a lot more pressure to win, not necessarily from the factory or anything like that, but there's just a lot more like Associated fanboys, I guess you can say, to where there's a lot of people there that aren't racing, but they're just there in your pit, analyzing every little thing you do, and it gets a little frustrating. And this year I felt like I was being left alone, and I was just doing my own thing. Nobody was staring at me, hoping for me to make a mistake so they could point it out. So I think there's a little difference there, and I don't know, this year I just felt like there was a lot less pressure on my shoulders, and I had a lot more fun.
So what, as far as your cars, I know there's some people, kind of compared to your Surf City setups, which I think got posted. Did you do anything different to your setups on your two cars? Are they fairly similar to the Surf City stuff?
Well, my four-wheel drive was basically identical to Surf City, and then my two-wheel, a little different front shock package, which I gave Frank Root and Kevin Gahan all the info today. So they're going to do a little revamp of the setup sheets and post them as the Reedy race setups. But no, the track was really similar to Surf City. Especially the last couple of days, it got a little warmer outside. The track was a little drier. Got that black groove. Started wearing tires out. So the cars didn't change much. I basically built a two-wheel drive that was an identical replica of the car I ran at the Surf City race, and same with the four-wheel drive. And they both worked really well all weekend. They were consistent, easy to drive. If I had to run fast laps, I could. And it was nice to be there with. In years past, I've had really good one or the other. I haven't been able to really get both cars dialed in to the point of having the comfort and the speed, which is what that race needs. And this year it was nice. Both cars were good right off the bat, and both really comfortable for me to drive. And it definitely made my life a little easier, especially in that difficult race format.
So in terms of, kind of getting that win, there's probably 3 races you want to win, and that probably checks off one of them. I think there's still 2 more you're wanting to get. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the two-wheel drive national championships kind of eluded me over the years. Same with the Reedy race win. And then, obviously, getting a world title. So.
Well, what's your thought on the Worlds with the AstroTurf?
Do we have that much time?
Okay, so I guess that answers it.
In a short answer, I'm not a fan at all.
I guess my opinion is I don't care what we race on. I'll race on anything, but for that particular race, at that point in time, I think it's a little too soon for us to race on that and really only give the drivers and the manufacturers, it's about 6 or 8 months notice. I don't know what it is, about 8 months notice. And that's kind of a lot to tackle in 8 months to get ready, especially when Yokomo already released their car and they've already had that track. I don't want to make excuses, I guess, but I think our guys from the U.S., if they get to practice, I think they're capable of winning the event. But I think it's a little soon for the industry to maybe take that route. But it is what it is. We'll go there. And
I mean, obviously you're going. So when do you start? I mean, when do you start practicing for it, and how do you start?
The question is, where do you practice?
Well, that's what I was gonna how do you practice for it?
You don't. I mean, that's why you need a big facility to do that, and it's, and 8 months to get 2 complete cars. I mean, basically at this point, most of these companies, AE and Losi, they would most likely have to design 2 new vehicles, and to do that in 8 months and find a place to test all this stuff, I mean, you're looking at a feat that most people won't even want to imagine, and then now you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars spent on a market that we don't build cars for. We build cars for racing on dirt, and that it's just another thing that IFMAR is kind of letting everybody down, I think. And Yokomo is probably kind of taking advantage of the situation, knowing they're in control of it, and they already have their cars done and built, ready to go. So we'll see. I think it's going to get interesting. Maybe if they gave us 2 years notice that their next Worlds in 2 years was going to be on carpet, then everybody would probably be okay with it because at least you have that much time to figure it out. But at this point, I think there's probably only 3 guys in the U.S. that are up in that upper echelon of racing that have even been over to the EOS races to see what the carpet racing is all about. So it's just, it's a little weird, disappointing, especially since Utabi has such an awesome off-road track. So it's weird.
That was terrible news, but yeah, I mean, sure, for you to go over there and, I don't know, just, I guess you guys, why don't you guys just stand up and say, screw it, we're not going?
Well, that might happen. You don't have to go. You don't have to go to these races. So, yeah, we'll see. We still got a few months to see what really pans out there.
Yeah, it's a shame they did that. I was really disappointed.
And I don't think they said that it's 100% going to be there. They just wanted to get it approved, so if they wanted to do that, they can. Maybe I'm wrong. But because ISMAR basically released that this rule had been changed. I don't think anybody at Utabi had said, we are definitely racing this race on this surface. So, I don't know. Jason probably knows more than I have, but that was the impression I'm under. But
yeah,
we'll
I think you're pretty close there.
I thought it was approved and final.
Well,
Yeah,
I think the rule got changed.
Yeah, I think, like you said, the rule did get changed, so now they can race on that surface if they choose to.
And it looks like it's going down that path.
Yeah, I think it is going down that path, but it's not like they've set up the track and shown us that the track's ready to go. This is what it's going to look like. So I guess bottom line is I think give our guys the right amount of practice, and I think we can go there to win, but it's a little bit rushed in my opinion. But anyway.
Well, best of luck, Ryan, when you do go over there. So,
yeah, thanks.
If you do, we don't know yet.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, Jason, you got anything else for Ryan?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, kind of quickly, what's next up for Ryan, and what class he's going to concentrate on next. What races does he have coming up that people can kind of, watch out for?
Yeah, I'm going to France in a couple weeks for the Motter Grand Prix. It's going to be kind of cool to go back. I went there a couple of years ago, and it was a little bit of a culture shock with just kind of the tire saw stuff and how cold it was. It was the coldest race I've ever been to. So I'm going to go back again with the new cars, give it a try, see what happens, and I come back and go straight to the Nitro Challenge. So I just got a couple of gas races coming up. Should be fun.
Was it, obviously you're not on social media. You do hear a little bit about it, but, people, kind of going back to the Reedy race, people are going crazy for you winning that race. It's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, that race it's a great event, and, getting home after winning that race, it kind of sunk in, I guess, this morning, laying in bed, kind of checking it out and online. And it's, it feels great. It's a huge race. It's, I've lost that race in every which way you possibly can, from leading the points last year, just finishing one position short. In that race, sounds like it's easy to just, all you got to do is go finish fifth, but sometimes it's not that easy. And that's what happened last year and a couple of years before that, just going in the last round, breaking A-arms or getting mixed up in traffic or whatever. So to actually have it kind of go my way and being one of the fastest guys all weekend, it felt good. It's cool to look at that trophy, and my dad's super stoked. That's where our racing kind of started. And to have it come full circle to where I can win the invite class, it feels really good.
Yeah, it was super cool to see how many people were, in the crowd, and because obviously, like we talked about, it's packed, building's packed, and you get online and check out. Yeah, you had a lot of fans out there. It was cool to see. It was really, everybody, I think, was pretty stoked about that.
Yeah.
So set the 10 scale cars aside and run a little late scale.
Yep. Yeah. I'm ready for Nitro Challenge. France should be cool. And then after that, come back to Arizona for the Cactus, see what happens there, new indoor track. So yeah, lot going on. This was just kind of the beginning. Started off good so far. We'll try to keep it going.
Well, best of luck the rest of the way, man.
Thank you.
Who do you have in the Super Bowl this weekend? Patriots or Seahawks?
I'm going Seahawks because little Spencer Rifkin is a diehard Patriots fan. So we got $100 on the line. I told him if I lose, he's going to get 10,000 pennies. So.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
I don't pay attention to football. I'm just rooting against whoever the opposite team is for Spencer. That's really all.
Well, there you go, Spencer. Look forward to the 10,000 pennies.
Yep. That's right.
All right, bro, if you want to give a shout out to everybody, sponsors and stuff. And
yeah, I want to thank TLR, Orion, J Concepts, obviously, Airtronics, Spectrum, everybody that helps make my racing possible. It was good felt really good to get kind of my first big win with the new companies, and I know that was a win that me and Jason wanted, even though we're kind of running spec tires and stuff like that. It's still a big win just for us to have, and it was good. It's fun. It's fun to win races, and when you don't win, it makes you want to try it harder. And so, yeah, it was good. Good times.
All right, Ryan. Well, congrats. We'll let you get back to doing your thing there, and we'll touch base this week. And yeah, man, awesome job.
All right. Yeah, thanks, guys.
yeah, thanks for being on the show.
Yep.
All right. Ryan Maifield drops off. We got one more guest to go to. And this guy won what?
Two-wheel open.
Two-wheel drive open. Kevin Motter from
TLR, J Concepts.
Hello?
Kevin. Gotti Jr. from Radio Impound Podcast. What's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, man.
Good.
I got a guy here you may know. Jason Rona.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Good.
Sorry, guys, got a little throat thing going on, so.
Same here.
Yeah, it sucks. This is after Reedy.
Everybody gets sick after a big race.
Yeah, kind of sucks, but.
The thing is, I wasn't even at the race, and I was in the house, and I'm still sick.
Just the atmosphere.
He got sick playing video games.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
PlayStation 4 virus.
Yeah, you're drilling too high.
Well, here in PA, it's like 20 degrees and like 5 inches of snow on the ground.
Oh yeah, it's about it's dipping in the low 70s right now.
I hate you. All right. I don't even know you, and I hate you. All right. Go ahead, Jason. You can do the whole interview now. Well, you were going to do it anyway.
No, we're going to congratulate Kevin on winning the two-wheel open. Big accomplishment happened there right on the last lap. Talk to us about your weekend, Kevin.
It was just started out pretty good. Came to the race with two good cars. I knew it would be good all weekend, and they were. I mean, I did minimal changes to the two-wheel drives, and four-wheel I kind of had to tweak on a little bit, but we got it good. And I had no complaints all weekend. I mean, I'm really impressed with how quickly I adapted to the cars, just getting them the first of the year. So. Yeah, it's probably my biggest accomplishment, and cars are really good all weekend.
On the last lap, you won it, huh?
Yeah, that was a little nerve-wracking. I knew I probably should have known this before I went up for A2, but I didn't really know if I had to beat Nolan. But I just kind of said I'm not going to lose it for playing it safe right now. So I just kind of went for it and forced a mistake and took advantage.
Maybe it's better you didn't know who you had to beat, so.
Probably took a little bit of stress off of me.
I mean, it was 2 10-minute mains. You know, I thought you guys drove well, you know, considering the pace you're probably running at. You know, I mean, you're running with, you know, pretty much your friends from the track. And then you throw in Kyle McBride, who was a little bit of a, you know, you probably didn't know much about him. But obviously he was racing with you guys, and he was super quick.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle was there about a week before the race, and he club raced, and he got his stuff together pretty good. So I knew that I didn't really know who he was before the race, and I sure knew who he was at the start for sure. And I know him being a nitro driver that these little 10-minute races are nothing. So I kind of knew I had my work cut out for me, just in pace. I knew that he was going to be a little bit more used to this long kind of racing.
And what was you know, you made some changes. You were a team associated Reedy driver, and then you made some changes beginning of this year. Did you think you were going to be able to kind of turn it on this quickly with the new cars and be able to do this well at the Reedy, or you know, kind of what was your mindset leading up to the race?
You know, I knew that TLR didn't make a bad product at all. I mean, I ran it in 2012 at Nationals, and so I kind of knew the feel of the car, but I was actually kind of surprised at how fast I adapted, and I think the car kind of suits my driving style a little bit better. And, you know, I was at the track 4 days a week at least, just trying to try setups and just get used to everything. And yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit surprised that I adapted that quick to the cars, but I mean, it's a good product. I mean, it's kind of hard not to adapt to something so good like 22 and 22.4.
What you know, in terms of the two different cars, was there one that you are working with a little bit more? That, you know, what was the one that just came to you so easily, and then which one did you have to work on a little more to get to your liking?
The 22 actually right out of the box, pretty much Ryan's setup from Surf City at OCRC felt really good. The 22.4, I mean, obviously a belt car. It's a lot different than a B4 before, which I was used to riding. So I definitely had to learn that car a little bit more than 22. But yeah, I mean, as soon as I got kind of the driving style figured out, you just kind of have to drive these cars a little softer and kind of just let them do the work. So, but the 22 definitely was easier to adapt to.
What do you seem to like about you know, like you said it kind of suits your driving style, the 22. What are you liking about that two-wheel buggy at this point that works well for you, do you think?
I noticed it's really consistent. I mean, if it's going to be really good, it's going to be really good throughout 5 or 10 minute races or whatever. But I mean, it doesn't change throughout a run. The balance is really good. I like how the car feels very smooth around the track. It doesn't do a lot of weird movements that just throw me off. So it's very consistent. It does same thing lap after lap after lap, which is nice to the driver to just kind of know that your car is there.
In terms of the setup, you know, you said you started with the Ryan Surf City setup. Did you finish out on a similar setup, or did you make any other changes?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't race with Ryan Surf City setup on at all. Jake Fair at OCRC kind of picked this setup out. It was quite a bit different, actually. Different shock locations, different shock setups. Electronics are pretty much in the same spot as Ryan, but the shocks, I would say, is the is the biggest thing that was different.
So what type of goals do you have coming up in the races, and where do you think people will end up seeing you next?
I'm going to run all the JBRL series in Southern California. I'm going to do Cactus, that should be a good one indoors now at SRS. Nationals, I will do. Worlds, I'm hoping to do, but obviously that's a lot of time off of school, and senior year in high school, I don't know if I can get that much time off, so that's kind of still up in the air, but I'm going to try. Obviously shootout I'll do, and a lot of the other races around the West Coast. Hopefully travel a little bit, but maybe Spectrum race later in the year, and kind of see what comes up.
Not many people know, but you do some other racing. Can you talk a little bit about the other racing that you do?
Yeah, I drive a junior dragster. It's all chromoly tubing, 14-foot dragster. Runs on a single cylinder Briggs & Stratton, makes about 60 horsepower. So it'll go 80 miles an hour in the eighth of a mile at 7.9 seconds. So that's kind of that got me into RC actually, because when I first started, I would start to get loose focus as we went rounds, and my dad worked by West Coast, and he went in there one day and he's all, this takes focus, so he got me a Blitz, and it's kind of where it started. And he also races. He's raced since he was 18 years old, so it's in my blood.
So, do you have any idea at this point, and I'm sure it's hard to really say, do you favor one racing over another, or do you think you're better at one or over another, or how do you compare the two?
I mean, there's no other rush like drag racing. I mean, there's no other feeling that, roller coaster you can go on. There's nothing else. I mean, it's a ride of a lifetime. And I like drag racing a lot, but I also like RC. There's just different things to like about them. And I mean, at this point, I don't know, I'm young. I don't know what the future holds, and I just know that I enjoy both of them a lot.
And as far as, like when you're trying to finish off that main and, you get in the lead there over Nolan and you're trying to finish off those last few jumps and stuff, do you ever get that same feeling in the dragsters?
Yeah, it's a different feeling for sure, but just that feeling of that rush, that's about as close as I've gotten in RC to a feeling of in the dragster. It was just that feeling that you can mess this up so fast right now. I mean, you can go from hero to zero in a matter of seconds, and that's about as close as it's come. So, but I pulled it off, and that's why I did.
Yeah, you're like, just get over these last couple jumps, get on the inside of the straight, and punch it.
Yeah, I just said, just don't make things perfect. Just do it. Just don't mess up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, congratulations on the big win at Reedy. That's awesome. And
thank you.
Appreciate you, being on the show talking about it. That's really cool. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah, we just wanted to get a quick moment with you, congratulate you on the win. I think they'll probably get you back on another time for a full interview for you about your racing, but just wanted to say congrats and let you give a shout out to your sponsors and everything here.
Yeah, I mean, I think TLR, Horizon Hobby, Hobby Wing, J Concepts, Airtronics, Spectrum, Upgrade RC, LA Parts House, RC Insider, MIP. I mean, without them, I wouldn't be doing this. And Mom and Dad, obviously, for supporting me through all of it.
And who do you have for the Super Bowl this weekend, Kevin?
Oh boy, that's a good question. It's hard to choose. Probably Seahawks.
Okay. What do you got for a score? You're on record here, so.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm a racer. Come on now.
Okay. Well, we'll take Seahawks as an answer then. So
yeah.
We got 2 Seahawks so far. Okay. We forgot to ask Kyle, Jason.
He'd say, "What's that?"
Yeah, he said soccer. Soccer over there.
Oh man. All right, cool, Kevin. Hopefully, the rest of the year goes good for you, and we'll get you, like Jason said, we'll get you on the podcast again and get more in depth with you on who Kevin really is. But good job at Reedy, man. That's awesome. I personally have to go back and watch these races. I didn't get a chance to this weekend, so I look forward to it after talking to you guys. So.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Kevin. Kevin, thanks for everything. Great job, and let us know if you need something.
Okay. Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
All right, man. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Kevin Motter. There you have it, folks. 3 interviews.
1 show.